Hello everyone, once again, I'm Mia Gucci. Oh, okay. Ayan. Hello once again, guys. This is Primo Modelo TV, your online channel. And once again, I'm Mia Gucci, your host for tonight. And meron naman tayong another exciting episode na magaganap ngayong gabi because we're going to feature um, interesting topics and syempre host and also guest. Ayan, bago ko sila ipakilala sa inyo, and gusto ko muna magpasalamat sa mga viewers natin from the last time, last week, and syempre nang nagsimula ang Primo Modelo TV. And thank you so much to all the people who supported Primo Modelo TV online channel on our following social media accounts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, tsaka YouTube channel. Ayan. For those who doesn't know, Primo Modelo TV online channel is an online channel, virtual channel, since we're on a lockdown. Ayan, we're talking about lifestyle, also travel and vlogs, beauty, health, and business, and a lot more. So yeah, if you think, guys, you deserve that your content is to be featured in our channel, or you want to promote yourself, services, products, or anything that you want to share to the viewers, no? You can message us at Primo Modelo TV online channel on our Facebook page, or you can also message me at Mia Gusi. Ayan. And also, guys, I would like to thank pala because I didn't have the chance to say thank you for the people who supported the Primo Modelo Philippines before we made this and launched this Primo Modelo TV. And basically, we're on 1 month monthsary, no, ng Primo Modelo TV. Thank you so much, guys, especially to Fab Manila Philippines, headed by Sir Edmund Ong Chua. Thank you so much, sir, for non-stop and unending support to the Primo Modelo Philippines. And also, I would like to thank to Sir Lito A. Calion. Ayan, thank you so much, sir. I hope na ma-featured ka rin namin as a guest here tonight, and also sa Primo Model TV. Hope you're watching. And because, ayan, sinasabi ko sa inyo na aming episode tonight, meron kaming featured young filmmakers, and they are the makers of high impact. Ayan. Pero bago sila ipakilala sa inyo, gusto ko munang pasalamatan ng ating mga taga-subaybay. Ayan, to our partners and sponsors. Thank you so much to Coach Nail Salon, headed by Dr. Chris and Miss Tina Paulite. Thank you so much for unending support sa Primo Modelo TV online channel. And also, I would like to thank our lovely official makeup artist ng Primo Modelo TV and Primo Modelo Philippines. Thank you so much to Miss Mary Roth Nava. Ayan. And also nandyan rin si Miss Libralyn Cuevas. For those who want an affordable and bonggang-bonggang makeup, just message them on their social media accounts, Mary Roth Nava and Libralyn Cuevas. And also, I would like to thank our dear national directors of the Glam Pageant organization. Thank you so much for an ending support in our international pageants. I know you guys are really excited to continue this events, no? But I hope everything will be fine, and we are hoping that there will be good results from this pandemic. Just keep safe, and God bless everyone. And also, I would like to thank Mojo 12 Photography. Thank you so much for providing beautiful and fabulous pictures for the Primo Modelo team and our events as well. And also, last but not the least, thank you so much to Primo Modelo Philippines team for making this Primo Modelo TV online channel to give support and happiness to all of our viewers, and also to give opportunity for everyone, especially ordinary people, not only personalities, known personalities, who want to promote and be exposed and given a chance to show their talents and what they want to share in the world, no? Okay, and before that, I want to present to you my co-host, Direct Primo. Ayan. Hello, Direct. Good evening. How are you tonight?
Hi, Mia. Good evening, and also good
Yes.
evening to our online viewers tonight. And tonight we will give you all the best episode because we will feature a young filmmakers who
Yes.
also known with us, a friend with us also. Anyway, Mansari Mia, and thank you so
Yes.
much for asking me to be your host for tonight. I
Yes.
would like to thank also our upcoming guest for this week. Tomorrow,
Yes.
Wednesday, Miss Marilo Bautista from Sydney, Australia. On Thursday, yes, of course, one of the motivational speaker and a doctor and a psychologist, uh, Coach Domi.
Matt.
And
Yes.
also on Friday, we have another hunk and a pageant king uh, who will join us, Mr. John Swello from Cebu City. And yes, of course, on Saturday, let's welcome the primo model artist, Miss Laika Repeal. And yes, we have an international models from United Kingdom, Mr. Timothy Robinson. Hi, team. Good evening, and thanks for watching tonight. Okay, Mia, before we introduce our guest, I would like also to thank the following people who always keeping supporting us. Ng, uh, the Motul family, the Santos family, of course, the Prion family, and the
Yes.
Pauliti family. And yes, the undying support, Sir Lito Calion, for
Yes.
always keeping us alive in our Primo Modelo Philippines event management. Thank you so much for everyone who are watching tonight because we will give you exciting episode for tonight. This we will introduce you a bunch of young talented people who venture in the film industry, and
Yes.
me gonna introduce them to us. And to those who are watching, I would like to ask an apology because right now we are on a Tagless dialect, but tatagalogin ko rin para maintindihan because I think everyone are excited to watch them para makakuha sila ng mga idea and tips when it comes to filmmaking. Shout
Yes.
out to Ann Ornido Prion. Thank you, ma'am, and good evening as well. Thank you for watching and thanks for keep supporting us. Okay, handa na ba, Mia, ang ating mga kaibigan na mga kabataan kagaya
Yes.
natin? Are
Yes.
they
Handa na
ready?
sila, I guess. Yes.
I
They are
think they are
ready, I
ready.
guess.
Medyo akong kinakabahan tonight kasi siyempre they call me directly mo. Maybe they
Yes.
misinterpret that I am a film director as well, but no, I am not a film director. I am event
Mm-mm.
director, which is specialized in pageantry events and fashion. So, but
Yes.
I wish to have a project. It's one of my dream to produce a
Mm-mm.
movie. But it
Yes.
depends on the budget, Mia. Okay. So, to all our viewers tonight, please stand by, and we will. Mia will gonna introduce the high impact, the young filmmakers.
Yes. Correct, direct. And that's the interesting part of our episode tonight because we're going to feature young filmmakers and they are from Philippines. They are the makers, the founders of High Impact. That was initially a group from their college days, which um, in their college majors back in 2018, no? So we're going to feature them and share their moments and life as a filmmaker and their group relationship as well. And I hope sa ating mga viewers, hope you get nice tips and also lessons and makakuha kayo ng magandang kwento sa aming
Yeah.
featured guest tonight.
Yeah.
Ayan.
And before they go to live, they already
Yes.
made a short film already, Mia.
Yes.
They call it
Yes.
Tender Nightmares and the Deadline. This is a short story, a short film, and
Yes.
also they have. I think they that was I think 2 years ago, no? That 2018 they made
Mm-hmm.
two short films. At now ngayon this 2020 they made another movie medyo
Mm-hmm.
uh I don't know if how long is this movie kasi the movies regarding the independent movie or they call it indie films, they have ano kasi yan eh, may certain na time or certain period of minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
aalamin natin sa kanila tonight what it's all
Yes.
about and being an independent filmmakers and producers. So, uh,
Please welcome, ayan, the High Impact. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's finally
hi,
nice
good
to meet
Okay.
you,
evening.
Miss Mia
Hi,
and
good evening.
Derek Primo.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much
having
for
us here.
sharing your time with
It's really
us.
an honor. Yeah, it's the
Yes.
first for us, so thanks for having us.
Okay. So before anything else, please introduce
Where's that? There you are.
yourselves. Uh, yes, one by
one,
one.
one, we have two handsome guy on the guest for tonight. Is Andion Rañeses and of course Miguel Carlo Prion. So, guys,
Yes.
please tell me more about yourself one by one so that our viewers will know who are those high impact. Okay,
Migs,
let's
you take
begin
the
with
honors.
let's begin with Andion. Is it
Oh,
Andion?
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Andion Reneses. You guys can call me Andy. And yeah, I graduated just recently back in August 2019, and I'm now working at an agency and a consultancy. So, and on the side, of course, we make short films. Um,
Okay.
and we both graduated from the University of Asia and the Pacific, media and entertainment management. So, filmmaking and content producing is really our lifeblood. It's really what we like doing. So, ito na yung nakasanayan namin. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't just make content, we make content that's meaningful and we make
Mm.
content that has purpose. So yeah, we've been doing
Okay.
this for about 2 to 3 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool.
Before we go further, Andy, let's go to Miguel Carlo.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Miguel Carlo Prion. So the same batch as Andion here. We also graduated from the University of Asia and the Pacific, batch 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2019. 2020. I forgot. Sorry. But yeah, under the course of media entertainment management. So as what he said, it is our passion and well lifeblood to make content to deliver stories that everyone can celebrate with. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Miguel and Andy. Ayan. Okay, so before we go to the interesting interview part, uh, can you tell us more about the High Impact and its background? How did you
Yeah.
make the High Impact and what is the past story behind this group?
Okay, Migs, you want to start this off?
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
We
Yeah.
so we go back in like in 2018 for our majors. So we were required. It's part of our requirements for our majors to establish a group so that we can make short films
Mm.
for big projects that will be graded. So it's actually three
Yeah.
of us. It's
Mm.
me, it's Angel Ranieses, and our dear friend, also a talented cinematographer, Arlo Perlada. So
Yeah,
yeah,
shout
he
out to
just can't
Arlo.
make it
He's our
tonight. But
cinematographer and editor.
Okay.
Okay.
oh
Now,
yeah,
nice.
we could have done it without him.
He's the third. He's the third
Yes,
pillar of High Impact.
Mm.
I have a lot of questions for you, and I guess a lot of people are watching you. So maybe we can give them some advice, tips, and what is also high impact. And also, I would like to ask the genre. What is your genre? How many films you wanted to make? What kind of films? Is this a full length movie, 45 minutes or what? So maybe you can discuss it tonight. And uh, are you also, aside from being filmmakers and producers, are you also an artist? Because of course, this is you are choosing the artists and actor and actresses to
Yes.
do your own to do your film. So before selecting or choosing the right person for your script and movies, you must
Mhm.
be okay. So my question is, what is the genre of the high impact?
So far, we'd like to venture into actually multiple genres. We've made comedy, we've made college
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
humor, we actually have an action film, and we also have science fiction. So we
And
like to
horror,
venture into
yeah, science.
territories. Yeah, and we also have science fiction horror. So we like to diversify our content as much as possible, but at the same time, we try to avoid oversaturating the genres that are a little bit too common.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the romance, like chick flick
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
like telenovela
Yeah,
genre, is a little bit oversaturated. We try our best not to tap it, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll make something different with that genre. But so far, yeah, those are the genres
So
we've actually tapped.
you mean Andy, you are not going to a commercial plot of the movies, or are
We
you?
could definitely we could, but so far our
hmm,
way of storytelling is against the norm of local, big
Mm-hmm.
like
yeah,
Star
of
Cinema
mainstream
formula.
releases
Yeah, not the
mostly.
mainstream. There's a formula kasi, as in, well, a lot of filmmakers know when it comes to box office movies, there's a formula to it. And we try our best not to follow that formula, or at least to bend the formula and try to work around it so we can make content that's new,
Yeah,
that's
all of
fresh,
us.
that's
Oh,
something that
go ahead.
people want to watch.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
have a
You guys,
question.
yeah,
yes, yes. You
Mm.
guys, you have a previous two short films. It's
Mhm.
we call it Tender
hmm,
Nightmares and Deadline. What is the genre? What is the story of these two
Okay,
movies? And how long? How many minutes running this
okay,
short film? Can you tell us about this? I
okay,
think this
Migs.
is interesting because this is different title, different. I think different attack, different story. Of course.
Yes.
So,
Actually, so far we've had six, no, seven. We have seven short films already, and Tinder Nightmares and Deadline were one of the first ones we've made. Um,
yeah.
Megs,
It was for
I'll
our
talk about
requirements.
yeah, I'll talk about Tinder Nightmares, and you talk about Deadline. How about
Sure, sure.
that? Okay, so Tinder Nightmares was very, very, very first short film we've made. I think it had a runtime of about 15-ish minutes, and it's a
Yeah.
story. It's actually, I know we have a YouTube channel, and we upload all of our content there. So if you want to watch Tinder Nightmares and find out what it's about, it's there. But basically, Tinder Nightmares is a comedy romance film where there's a
We
guy.
made fun
His name is
of
Chad.
Tinder,
Yeah, we basically made
the
poked
concept
a
of
little bit of
Tinder.
fun of like the concept of online dating and the pitfalls of online dating when you rely too much on a computer algorithm for you to fall in love, and it could lead to some funny moments and some disasters even because because a computer won't, is not the best way to find love. And I think that's, the
Mm-hmm.
moral story behind Tinder Nightmare. So if you want to check it out, you can visit our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook so you guys can always watch our films there. But I think
Mm-hmm.
Tinder Nightmares was a nice jumping off point because it's different, It's different. You don't
Mm-hmm.
see
So
like
yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of
Will,
like how would I say it?
a mockumentary. That's like the main
Yes.
idea behind it.
yeah, so you
Yeah,
mean the Tinder
exactly.
night is a little bit scary with a little bit of twist. There's a twist because as you mentioned, the Tinder nights is for the young people who are
Young
looking for
adults,
a
yeah.
Yes,
partner.
definitely.
Okay, so this is for the young people only. Okay,
Yeah.
exclusively. And this is Tinder nightmares is as you did mention is what's this? Medyo may ano to yung hindi ko mabanggit. Medyo may adrenaline impact sa mga nanonood. Is it something? May mga twist? Is it?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There's a lot of funny because
for
what
your funny
happens
bone,
is yeah, it's a very fun kind of comedy, but at the same
yeah, it's
time,
satirical
we
in its
want you to
essence.
feel
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I've been there, or oh my gosh, that's so me, kind of like feeling. And it's basically like the
Mm-hmm.
guy goes on different dates with like
Everyone
very,
now,
very
everyone
different
now,
people.
yes, everyone now are going into online dating. So
Yeah,
napapanahon yan.
Hmm.
So let's talk
very.
about that and maybe uh, Miguel can tell us about it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mamaya tayo bibisahin. We have a lot of questions with you guys.
Okay.
All right, take it away,
So
Migs.
so deadline was for another one of our requirements, and like the main question was the main question we did was what are the students feeling during pursuing their final requirements in the final exams,
Hell Week.
because at the same yeah, hell week, essentially hell week, at the same because the context behind the film is at the same time. Oh yeah, that was our final requirement, right? The
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
the short film is also for a film festival. Oh yeah, I remember now. And so we kind of poke fun at what the students are going through whenever they're cramming the requirements, whenever they're going through Hell Week. And so we wrote this idea of the students becoming literal zombies. I mean, not really undead, but like zombies in a way that they are, they feel constantly tired. They are always pushing themselves to the limit. And of course, we don't want them to feel bad about entering Hell Week. So for Deadline, it's more of, well, it is a comedy. So we approach it in a way that
Yeah.
it's lighthearted at the same time. It's relatable,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the
Mm.
goal there is just to have fun, have a good time, even though you are going through finals.
So a
Mm-hmm.
little thing about Deadline. We took a lot of inspiration from the
Oh
zombie
yeah,
apocalypse movie Shaun of the Dead,
yeah, by
which
Edgar
is
Wright.
yeah, by Edgar Wright. Shaun of the Dead by Edgar Wright. So basically, it's living through a zombie apocalypse where the zombies are basically students who
Are in a
really have
university,
lost their
yeah,
stress. Yeah, lost their sanity over the stress, and
and their
trying to
saving
prevent
grace
that
is
from
coffee.
happening to themselves. Yeah, and their saving grace is actually like coffee. So that's like a
Mm-hmm.
really funny element about it.
Oh man.
Deadline is actually one of our only films that got a sequel. Actually, that we released just this
Yeah,
December. Deadline 2
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Last Sem's Past is the sequel to Deadline 1. So we released that
oh
just
god.
this December.
Oh,
This
Deadline
year.
2 is a lot more fun. Yeah, Deadline 2 is a lot more fun.
oh super.
Because there is a
Sorry.
COVID. uh, It's a apocalypse. So you can
Yeah,
dive into zombies. That's really
yeah.
nice,
Yes.
And how many
Actually,
It's
the
really
right.
minutes?
different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, the right. I was about to ask them if they're planning to make movies or short films about. Syempre, because we're on a pandemic, no. And yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
watching last night a zombie movie. So anyway, they said that deadline was something like that. Ayun.
Yeah.
Did
Anyway, I have a question pala.
Yes.
To
Sure.
Miguel
Okay.
Andion. Where do you get your actress and actors? Are you also the one doing the acting thing, or you're asking someone to
yes,
act for
that's
your
Miguel
film?
Miguel
Oh
is
man.
shaking his head. Miguel is shaking his head.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh
At
man.
first, our first few films, we
It was us
actually
essentially.
acted in them. Yeah, it was us,
We
and we
wrote
got a
it.
few friends who were as yeah. We asked a few friends who are as driven, as creative, and as willing and as talented as
Yeah.
people in our team,
Mm.
and they happily agree. And I'll be giving tips later on how to get actors and stuff. But really,
Oh boy.
it's there's no like there's no shame in asking people for favors, and like
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
because like you make use of your connections and everything. But that's really the key to
Mm-hmm.
starting up, like starting to enter the film industry. It's there's no shame in asking for favors and calling in favors every once in a while.
so
Mm-hmm.
you
Our
mean
actors are mostly
yes. So you mean on that the movie, those two movies, you are not only the directors but on also the actors, right? On that
yes,
project.
especially
Oh
Miguel.
yes.
Then
Especially
how
Oh.
because
many
we do have
uh,
requirements,
uh,
other requirements
Mm.
outside short films during that
Yeah.
time. So we were crunched
Uh,
literally.
yes, so yes. So how many minutes these two short films?
Deadline
And
is a
saan
little
ito
longer,
pinagawa?
around maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
Deadline is a little longer, maybe 20 minutes, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
So you, aside from being film directors, actors, and actresses, also are you the one doing the cinematography and editor
Script making. Yeah.
editing?
Okay.
Oh,
Sadly, he couldn't make it here, but our third founder is Arlo Parlada. He's also one of our blockmates before, and he's one of our close bros. Shout out to Arlo. He's our cinematographer. He's super talented cinematographer and editor.
love you,
Some
dude.
of the special effects, yeah, some of the special effects that you'll be seeing in our films, like we have a little bit of CGI and really, really complicated editing. Most of that is
Wow.
done by Arlo. So especially for our
Hmm. Yeah.
sci-fi film Adrift. Very heavy on the
Mhm.
special effects there. It's incredible. He's a really talented guy. He's our editor and cinematographer, so he is the backbone of our production.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that's
so.
a very
Mm.
good input, and I wish our viewers tonight are related or they
Yeah,
can relate,
especially the
but
youth people. Yeah.
especially those students who are
Yep.
doing the filmmaking or studying the filmmaking. Anyway, aside from this two movies, do you have any plans of joining into the international festival or local festival to be
Yes,
known?
yes, actually, definitely, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Recently, actually, back in it was in November, we were invited to UNESCO
Oh yeah. In
UPLB Open Air Film
UP
Wow,
Festival.
Los Baños.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
that's
So
UP
great.
Los
we
Baños partnered up with
featured.
UNESCO. Yeah,
Yeah, and we
So
featured
you
Lakandula and
are
Adrift. I remember. Yeah.
producers
yeah, two
of your
films.
film. Uh,
Yes.
So you're also
Sorry,
the
direct.
producer of the film.
Yes. Yeah.
Aside from the directors, you also produce those films. Am I right?
Yes. We collectively we
Okay.
all produce it
Hmm.
as a team, and we also write our own content and stuff. We proofread each other. So yeah, we
Okay.
have
Cool.
multiple hats to wear. Yeah. So all of it is
Mm-mm.
all original from
Yeah, we
each
wanted
other.
everyone to have like their say on how the story will go and to make
Mm.
sure that we don't
Mm.
fall into, the usual pitfalls of like traditional storytelling.
Yeah, we keep each
Okay.
other in check, especially creatively, because creatively we have different like thought processes, and we
Hmm.
have different perspectives towards a certain issue that we want to write about. So we keep each other in check, and we ask each other for suggestions all the time. just to make sure that we're all on the same page and we all agree on the idea, whether we all adhere to that idea. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, it gets proofread over and over and over and over and over again until everyone has a say in it, which I think
Mm-hmm.
makes it even a more like holistic brainstorming when it comes to the final product.
How about script writing? Is there any person assigned to do the script writing? Kasi that's the most
Primarily, how our
important.
script writing words. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Miguel is our top screenwriter, and it
Mm.
goes through me as
Oh,
well. So
Mm-hmm.
we co-write most of our stuff, and then we ask everyone to
Mm.
give it a read, give us our opinions, and then we edit. I think that's another tip of mine is to when it comes to your script, edit, edit, edit. There's no like one time like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
first
Mm-hmm.
draft already gonna get produced. Never, never. That's
Mm-hmm.
never gonna happen.
Okay, so
okay.
another question. So basically, in high impact group, how many are you
Yeah,
guys?
Originally, it was three of us, but now we have
yeah, just
expanded
three.
into how
Mm-hmm.
many?
Okay. So
So
you
you
guys
mean
have different.
not expansions? You
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
you're making big,
They're
or you're
expanding
planning
direct. Yeah.
into
Mhm.
bigger pictures?
Yeah,
So,
we're
oh,
actually tapping more
wow.
and more people to come in, especially our actors. We ask them, hey, do you want to stay for another project? We got this
Mm-hmm.
idea. We want to
Mm-hmm.
invite you again, and then until they get absorbed, and then we continuously grow, and then we continuously grow our network. We get to meet new people. We get to meet um, people who like our content and want to help out, or like they want to be a part of it
Mm-hmm.
because they see the fun
Mm-hmm.
behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Yeah, mostly
Mm-hmm.
a
Mhm.
group of friends, really. It's more of a barcada more than like an actual like formal team.
Work. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
a film producer, as a film producer, this is a question. At least not only you, some young people like you who wanted to do this. In your productions, in your opinion, how much production cost in one short film? Siyempre, of course, before you do that, production
Ooh,
cost ang usapan, the material things,
yes.
and everything. Siyempre, you have locations as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So,
locations is
when it comes
a
to
tough one.
costing,
Oh,
we not specific,
locations.
but maybe we can share our basic, knowledge on it. So, since
Okay,
not only
okay.
you guys are the people who are wanted to enter the filmmaking industry, a lot of bunch of people like you. Even I am old. I am planning to have my own movies, but since naiba ako ng landas. Because right now, when I watch movies kasi, the visual is very fantastic, the
Definitely.
cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography,
Yeah.
ito yung ating, kailangan natin nakatutok tayo sa cinematography kasi most people are very keen into, the outcome
Films.
ng
Yeah.
Definitely.
movies. Diba?
Definitely.
I
So,
agree.
can
It's
you
never
give
too late,
us,
Direk. It's never too late.
never too late. Don't encourage me, ha. Anyway, Andy, for making one short films, can you
Mhm.
tell us how much is the costing, production, everything, assistant, technical?
Okay. Okay. Um,
Yeah,
Kasi when it comes
yeah,
to
majority of it is
producing
improvised
films,
for us.
yeah, actually, so there's a process that you have to follow, or else you'll get lost along the way. There's a three-part
Mhm.
process. There's a pre-production, there's
Yeah.
production, and then there's post-prod.
Then post
Most of your
production. Mm-hmm.
budgeting will happen. Yeah, most of your budgeting will happen during pre-production, which means you need to write
Mhm.
your
Mm-hmm.
script first. You need to
Yes.
Yeah.
do a feasibility test if it's doable, and then you get to
Mhm.
list down everything that you need if it's doable. And I think my number one tip so you can minimize your expenses, again, I said it already, if you can call in favors, do it as much as you can, or like ask for like volunteers as much as you can. There's no shame in it, especially if you're a starting filmmaker, because that's where everyone starts. Like, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? It's like for example, if you
Yeah.
have a friend who makes costumes, or you have a like maybe a friend or a loved one who's a cosplayer, I know one. There's you can call in a favor, like
Mhm.
hey, I need a costume, can I borrow your set, or like, or if you have a friend who has a nice looking house, hey, can I shoot at your house, I'll treat you
Yeah.
to lunch or something. Yeah, like things as simple as that can really catapult you by saving a
Mm-hmm,
couple
mm-hmm.
$1,000. Like if you rent a place,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, let's
Mm-hmm.
rent this super expensive like a courthouse for like a 2 minute shot. It's,
Mhm.
Mm.
the feasibility there is questionable. So, but on a regular basis, for us at least, we try to set a limit for ourselves on how much we spend. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
like especially now that we don't have sponsors yet for our films, and we basically get it from our own pockets. We try to minimize our expenses to at least less than maybe 5 or 10K,
Mm. Yeah.
and then the
Oh yeah.
rest
When
is
it comes
covered by like.
Okay, when it comes to filming during shooting locations and everything, let's go back to shooting. Kayo ba in Tagalog, kayo ba is very particular about the acting, shooting?
Yeah,
Oh
Nagre-reshooting pa
yeah,
yeah.
rin ba kayo to make
oh
Oh
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
definitely,
the scenario?
definitely,
Mm.
definitely.
Yeah, we make
Yes.
sure that every shot follows our storyboard. It follows what the
Yeah, yeah.
script is saying. It follows the direction that we are going to until we
Hmm.
actually like finish everything.
So
Okay.
when it comes to the acting
Mm.
and the cinematography, I mean, me coming from a background of theater before I went to film, I make sure that the
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
actors are on the same page with the script. Like, I want to invoke this specific emotion when you deliver this line. Because you can
Mm-hmm.
deliver one line so many ways, but if you can deliver it just right, in the right way, that will deliver the emotion that you want to happen. That's why when
Mm-hmm.
we get actors,
Definitely.
we try our best to get actors who have had prior experience. We have actors who came from a background in theater. We have people who have a background in TV. We get aspiring actors as well, and then we train them there. And of course, we sometimes do it ourselves. And when it comes to the cinematography, everything has to be precise. I think that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to
Mm-hmm.
So
be as
you,
precise as possible. The camera work, the framing, the movement of the camera, everything has to have a
A
purpose. It has
purpose,
to
yeah.
mean
Mm-hmm.
something. Yeah, it has to mean something. Because everything in a film is deliberate. There's no like,
mhm.
oh, we just did that just because. Like that kind of ruins it more than it actually makes it better. Everything has to make sense story wise, like the way it's framed. Why is it a close up? Why is it a long shot? Why did they zoom in on his face? Or like, why is it pointed at that object in the corner? It everything has to have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mia, there are questions on the
Yes, yes.
screen.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you
Yeah,
can,
actually, we
Mm-hmm.
have three questions from our netizens. So I'm going to put this first on the screen from Miss Pilar or Nido Doluntap. She
Oh,
was asking
hey
you guys,
tita.
how about exploring something like an indie film? Yeah. What can you
Oh
say
yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
that's a very nice question.
Yes.
Yeah. Really good question. Migs, what do you think?
Oh,
So you have,
definitely we
you
are
have
open for that one.
yeah, so
Like
you
ex
have planning to venture in an indie film, right?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
What kind of indie
so
film naman?
yeah.
Is
So
this ano, no?
when it comes to making,
Mm-mm-mm.
sorry.
Because right now, pag sinabing indie film, medyo malaswa ang ano ng mga tao.
Ang dating sa
oh,
iba. Yes.
Yeah, there's a stigma when it comes to the word indie film, really, and I think
Yes,
that has
Yes.
yes.
something to do with the freedom that a lot of filmmakers have when they're not tied to a sponsor or like a
or like
production company.
major major company or like a
Yeah, like
mainstream
Viva,
business.
Regal, Star Cinema. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when you're an indie film, you're not tied to the brand that's sponsoring you. So
Mm-hmm.
like you
Yeah.
get a little bit of extra freedom, which sometimes gets a little bit overboard when you kind of misuse that freedom just for the sake of shock value. which a lot of indie films, I've seen a lot of amazing indie films, but at the same time, there's a pitfall of really, 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 really off-putting indie films. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there's a fine line talaga how you will use that creative freedom to tell a story that people will not only remember, not only enjoy, but a story that will affect the lives of the viewers, which I think, is what we're trying to go for.
Mhm.
Okay. So as
So
a
when it comes to that,
filmmaker, I have that question, no. So as a filmmaker, syempre we have viewers tonight. What is indie film? Just to
Ooh,
give
good
them an
question.
idea,
Ooh,
what is an indie
okay.
film? Yeah.
So an
any
indie
Miguel.
film, by
Mm-hmm.
the most literal sense of the word, independent film, it means that
Mm-hmm.
it's produced by the studio that that wrote and will execute it, which means that they're
Mm-hmm.
not tied to like um, an outside producer. Because the way that some commercial films work is that um, like a media company or like a production company has a story or like someone has a story, they will outsource the execution of that towards a studio that makes films. So, for example, if someone comes to us and then says, "Hey, I want to produce this short film. Can you guys do that?" And we said, "Yes." Then it means that we're not independently producing that film because someone asked
Mm-hmm.
us to do it. So, at the very, very,
Mm-hmm.
very literal sense of the word, independent film means that you're independent to do what you want as a production team.
okay,
Okay.
I have a question, Mia, to Miguel. Miguel,
Yes, yes,
uh, yes, because you're venturing into making. So, di siyempre, di ba, we have, we call commercial, independent, and there are three kinds of crowd. No? The movie which is for commercial, the movie for
Hmm.
international
mm-hmm.
captive, and the C, the indie films that you can watch on the
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. And
Hmm.
what is your target on the three that I mentioned above?
Hmm.
So what is our audience? Like,
Yes, what is your target audience about the film that you are going to venture or doing for the coming future?
um, for us, it's more of it really depends on the story that we are going to make. So, for example, Lakan, wait, oh yeah, for example, our target audience for our short films like Tinder Nightmares, Deadline, and Deadline 2 are for students. So those are for the
Mm-hmm.
young adults, teenagers who are
Yeah.
going through day to day in school life, and so we want to make a story that actually identifies with them. But
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
on another hand, our other short films like Adrift, our sci-fi horror, and Lakandula, which is our drama action film, it's more on the general
Actually,
audience,
More
yeah,
mature
because
audience. Yeah.
yeah,
yes,
more mature
general
audience
audience.
because we are dealing with stories that are questioning things
Okay,
like
so it
mental
depends.
health
It
and
depends on your,
nationalism. Yeah.
yes, it depends on the story. It depends
Yeah.
on the story of your film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
Yeah.
if the
Definitely.
if the story is like Miguel mentioned, Lakandula. For me, Lakandula
Yeah.
is, I think, is uh what's that? Lakandula is historical
Yeah. By
uh
its name, it's a
movie. Is it,
historical
is
Philippine
it not?
name.
Oh, and Dion would love
No,
to discuss that.
Actually,
it's only a name.
Yeah.
It's only a
The
yeah.
name.
name
It's not
only.
historical movies.
Uh, the name itself, Lakandula itself, the film that we made, Lakandula, is actually set in the future. But the name itself
Hmm.
already invokes that sense of patriotism and like national history.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
in reality, Lakandula is a very, very controversial story. And there's actually a pretty good story why we made Lakandula. Because we produced it at a time when
Oh yeah, yeah.
we produced it in a very. Can we talk about this on air? But We produced it in a very peculiar time when China and the Philippines were having a territorial dispute. So we thought
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
there's a really good story to be told here with the potential of
Yeah.
something big happening between these two countries. You have China trying to invade Philippines, and then we created a what if scenario. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
if it does happen?
Yeah, like what if
What
China
if
actually does it?
and
So you
invades the
mean
Philippines? What would happen?
okay? So you mean the story of Lacandula goes to a little bit of political,
Yes,
not not
political,
historical.
nationalistic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
Also,
is about Lakandula, because we got a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of feedback from a lot of viewers, because Lakandulas was one of the films that we showed in UNESCO UPLB open air, and we got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of feedback
Yeah.
from people. And the number one thing that they liked about it was the fact that we did not antagonize the opposing party, which is China. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
even
you
Yeah.
show a Chinese person
mean,
on the
hang
entire
on,
thing.
hang on, guys. I want some clarifications here because Miguel did mention a
Yeah.
minute ago about this Lakandula. You mean, Andy, this Lakandula is already been made? Am
Yes,
I right?
Lahandula was our second film, I believe,
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
after
okay.
Tinder Nightmares. So
Okay, cool.
it's a weird jump
Yeah,
between
from
Tinder Nightmares,
comedy
which is
to drama.
extreme wacky
So
slapstick comedy to drama.
Yeah, yeah.
you already had two films. You already have three films.
We have six, right? Six or seven already. Yeah.
Six
Oh
films.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
we
Yeah.
have six already.
that's
I
a
think
lot, huh? That's a lot for a
Yeah,
young
Mm-mm.
filmmakers like you guys.
we have six short
So
films. Yeah.
five
so
ish. Yeah.
since you did mention that Lakandula is not historical, there is no historical background,
No.
and it's a futuristic.
There's a
It's
there's a little bit
about
of
political.
references.
Oh yeah, to
Lahandula, the
Lakandula's name
character,
himself. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
Lahandula himself is like
maybe
a
some
modern day fighter.
Mm-hmm.
is a modern day fighter or a modern day hero. No, not really.
I would say a modern day Rizal Bonifacio combo in a way.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Kasi pag ganyan ang tema, that you twist the story and the name you use the old the names that way the historical name baka magkaroon ng conflict yan sa mga ibang mga writers.
Yeah, yeah. A
Remember,
lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are actually
Definitely.
asking us about the name.
aware of that,
Mm-hmm.
guys, that some the professional writers, especially those nasa history, no, that nakafocus sa history natin, they are very keen of uh,
Mm, definitely.
what's this mentioning or using those words. So are you aware of paggamit niyan lakandula kasi baka ma-question kayo bakit ginamit niyo to na tapos ang
Yeah.
nangyari eh hindi naman pala walang historical background but this is a political
Oh, yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely. I think
also
that's where we
this movie I may specific crowd. This is not
yes.
for general patronage or general audience.
Mhm.
Am I right?
Yeah, to a certain extent, we want the conflict to only be a background for our characters to move around. The conflict itself between these two countries is not the main plot. It's actually
Mm.
just the setting of the
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
if scenario. So the story is
Mm-hmm.
mostly about what would a Filipino do when a fellow Filipino like a fellow Filipino
Filipino
with
himself,
a
yeah,
different
is
goal, like
Okay.
on a different side, what would happen in that dynamic? Like a very nationalistic versus a very like I wouldn't say like
mm,
patriotic against
Okay. Yeah.
more of
patriotic for China, but like it's basically
So
kind of
Filipino versus Filipino. But
yeah.
okay, so you guys before you did this, of course you have a lot of brainstorming,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
documentations and everything. And during that time, do you have argumentations to each other? Is there any
Yeah, that
conflict about
Oh yeah, especially like the story itself.
about
Like
just
who is the
suggest
enemy?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there's a very funny story that happened. Like the story of Lakandula was actually very very different when we started it out. Like we were supposed to like get like our Chinoy friends to come over and stuff,
Ooh.
but
Oh man, that
then
would
the
have been
story
controversial.
changed over time. Yeah, it's
Yes,
we even asked ourselves, should
yes.
we make this? Will
Yes.
this get will this get us into hot water and probably force us to never make another film again if this goes
We were so
wrong?
nervous.
We asked
Yes.
this. Yeah, we were absolutely
Yes,
nervous.
nagkaroon ng napaka-hot seat dito dahil marami akong katanungan kay Miguel at kay Andy. Maybe would you like to ask some questions from our viewers at
Mm-mm.
baka maubusan ng tanong
Yes,
tayo. So
yes.
bigyan muna natin ang
Actually,
ating mga viewers. Yes.
yes. Actually, meron tayong mga viewers that they wanted to ask you guys. Ito, from Mr. Virgilio Prion. I think this is your dad,
Hi,
Miguel.
Tito.
He said,
Hey, Dad.
okay, he was asking you, who are your target clients or people who will seek
Oh,
your
business.
services?
Hmm.
Great job, by the way.
Okay, that's a very cool thing. We've actually been planning on the future of high impact recently, and so far, what we plan to do is to look out for more competitions that
Yeah, for short film
hopefully
festivals.
have, and for exposure, we're looking for short film festivals to show our stuff in. Like UNESCO UPLB was big. We were invited
Hmm.
there and we showed our films. A lot of people enjoyed it because it was very
Mm-hmm.
different compared to the other ones that were shown. I mean, the ones that they showed were also really good, but they all had
Yeah.
similar. They had a similar tone, similar vibe, similar like um, topics that they wanted to talk about. And then suddenly you have
Hmm.
this film that talks about China versus Philippines in that apocalyptic scenario, and then
Filipino
you have
Yes.
versus
this
Filipino.
like,
Yeah.
and then you have this
Okay.
sci-fi film about like a computer in your brain. Like, it's
Oh boy, Adrift.
that's the kind of storytelling. Yeah, that's the kind of storytelling that we want to do. And then
Mm.
we also want to venture into creating films for other startups, like approaching startup businesses who want to use this thing called story marketing
Mm-hmm.
behind their
Mhm.
product or their businesses. We want to tap startups. Hey, do you want to make a tiny video commercial that tells a story about your brand? Like, and then we also want to tap indie bands.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, we saw your music, we heard your music, and this sounds really good. Maybe you want us to produce a music video for you, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we have
Mia,
here another question.
questions from our viewers. Maybe we can ask them one by one so that Miguel and Andy can answer it.
Yes, yes. Okay. Is there anything you want to say also, Miguel, from your dad's question?
Um, Clients. Oh
Hi,
no.
Tito.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Anjan already answered those. So we are, yeah, like what he said, we're targeting other horizons, so to speak, for the team.
Mm.
We really
Mm-hmm.
want to venture into different approaches to make
Mm-hmm.
crafting stories.
Oh,
Actually, a good fact, yeah, we actually collaborated for a certain radio drama. So
Wow.
Wow.
shout out.
Radio drama.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love
Me
that.
and Miguel voice
mhm.
acted. Yeah. Me and Miguel
Uh-huh.
voice acted recently
Mhm.
for the audiobook for Tablay, which is a locally written science fiction novel. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mech, like robot
Yeah,
science fiction story.
science fiction Philippine mythology story.
Yeah, science.
That's
Maybe
set in the future too.
So
do the what's this the voice behind the sublime. You're
Yes,
the
we do a
main
lot of the
actor.
voice acting.
Oh,
The,
definitely, sir. Yes, sir.
And he shows it. Yeah.
Mia, we have a question from Christina Garcia. Okay, yes.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
oh,
This
hi
is a
Hey,
Tina.
very
Tina.
love this question. Many of your films touch on controversial topics like possible Chinese invasion and
Uh-huh.
vices of technology.
Mm-hmm.
How can you
Yeah.
balance opposing perspective in films? You two
Oh,
can
Leave
very
answer
good
this.
question.
leave it to Tina to ask the very hard questions.
Oh boy. Of course, it has to be Tina.
Yeah. I
So,
guess
do you
when
have
it comes
any
to
side about these questions?
yeah, especially when it comes to storytelling, you have to show multiple perspectives. When
Yeah,
you
you
Mm-hmm.
stick to
cannot be
just one
one-sided.
perspective, yeah, you cannot be one-sided when it comes to a story. There's the perspective of the main character. There's the perspective of the antagonist, the villain. There's the
Mhm.
perspective of the people around them, the other characters around.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the perspective of the environment, like where are they in. So you have to show and cover all of your bases so that you don't look like you're only siding with one person, and it makes the viewers think. Because, for
Mm-hmm.
example, in Lakandula, the main character, he's just a normal guy trying to survive. But the guy he
Yeah.
fights is
Is a
also another
Filipino.
Filipino
Yeah.
who has a wife and kids and like a family to survive in. And then around them, you have all these enemies. You have all these potential threats, and you show every perspective and you try to humanize all of them. So
Mhm.
I think the only reason, so if you do that right, the only reason that you would have an opposing, like people who'll be against the idea of your film is possibly someone who didn't get the point across in a way. We try to make sure that that's the case.
Mm-hmm. Any say about that, Miguel?
Oh, definitely. Whenever it comes to controversial topics, so like mental health and nationalism, we are always careful to cover like every side of the story. There's all because it's not always black and white for every
Mhm.
situation. There's always gray areas in
Yeah.
between.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a spectrum of perspectives, and so
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
in crafting these, and whenever I write these, I always question. I always research, and I always make sure that all sides are covered and none are like too biased for
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
When it comes to dealing with like um criticism and like backlash to the story, like, oh, why would you make something like this, or why would you write it this way, why would you put this sort of demographic into a negative light, I always prefer to answer, why not, why not, if it
Mm-hmm.
works story wise and if it gets the message across, why not, we could do
Yeah,
it a certain
always
Mm-hmm.
way that you
always
want.
try to question like the
Yeah.
audience
Okay.
And we
I
themselves.
actually like it, we actually like it
have,
when people question our content. Like, oh, why
yes.
did you do this and not this? Why did you do that? And like, why did you make him look like this or that?
I have a questions for both of you. Uh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
since you're venturing into filmmaking and you are very keen on using your materials, okay? Are you planning to join an international competition like Cinemalaya, Canton, Astra to recognize you guys
Makes
global and locally
Actually,
as well?
yeah,
yeah, actually.
we were supposed to actually enter a film festival um that
Mm-hmm.
was run by Nespresso. So it was supposed to be
Yeah.
like this vertical short film festival that shot
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, yeah, the pandemic happened. So we
Yeah.
um we
Siam.
prioritized safety over everything. So we had to cancel that. But
Mm-hmm.
it
So
was supposed to be a shot, but it just didn't happen.
yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
tell you more about that, we were invited by Nespresso Talents 2020. Nespresso Talents
Hmm.
2020 is an international short film festival where you get to
Mm-hmm.
make a short film in vertical format.
Yeah, in
Vertical
vertical
format, so
format.
like
So
phone,
like what we're in right now.
yeah,
You
in
Okay,
will
vertical
nice.
you
format
will do so
in
much
2 to 3
different.
minutes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
So
think
it's a
that's
something like
vertical
challenging
film.
enough. Mm-hmm.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
So this
So it's a very
IG story.
challenging.
Very
so
Mm-hmm.
horizontal.
this is
Mm-hmm.
So
new.
it's very Yes, I think Nespresso Talents has only been on for 3 years, maybe. And the
Mm-hmm.
exciting part is it's international. It's actually global at this point. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I think it's only the third time of having Philippines as one of the entries. So the exciting thing about Nespresso is that the winner gets to go to Cannes Film Festival in France,
Wow.
which
That's
is
Yeah.
big.
huge. Which is huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
so the
Mm-hmm.
the thing about Nespresso is that vertical storytelling is completely different from horizontal landscape cinematography, because if it's
Mm-hmm.
landscape, your eyes tend to look left to right or from
Mm-hmm.
down to up to scan the entire, because a landscape perspective simulates the human vision
Yes,
spectrum,
yes.
but
Mm-mm.
it becomes
From left to right.
completely different. It becomes completely different when you're using the vertical setup because your eyes
Yeah.
tend to act like you're reading a book. You're going from top to bottom.
Yeah. So this is
Mm-hmm.
new.
So it's very new. It's very new. It's a very new art form.
Yeah, it was a
It's a very
unique
new type
like
of film.
way to make film.
And it will introduce already here in in our uh, film industry. But yeah.
So far, I think it's mostly being capitalized on a commercial perspective. When you have maybe brands or products that use Instagram stories or Facebook stories to advertise their products. That's the extent of how I've seen vertical storytelling is used. But so far, for short films or full length films shot in vertical, it's virtually non-existent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very nice input, and I hope our viewers can get tips coming from you guys. Now I have
Megs,
another.
are we allowed? Megs, are we allowed to tell
Yeah,
them
yeah,
about
sure.
what our plan was supposed to be for
Yes, yes.
Nespresso Talents, or no?
Yeah, you
Um,
are.
hmm,
Later on, before that, I have
maybe like go
a
around
question.
that.
Let- Let's go on the
Yeah.
second part of the segment about filmmaking because you're new.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of young people like you, filmmakers, are watching now, especially your
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
classmates. So, syempre, some are struggling of having this, having doing this. In filmmaking,
Yeah.
in a short filmmaking, how many hours do you spend for the 22 minutes or 25 minutes? How many hours, how many days do you shoot
Do you spend? Mm-mm.
just to perfect a one short film? Please tell us more.
That is.
um, since our filmmaking comes from a background of school, of course,
Mm-hmm.
So
you
yeah,
have
we have
tight
to
schedules, you have class, you
we have
have
other requirements,
deadlines and everything. We have other requirements.
papers.
I think at this point we've grown really used to doing it as fast and as efficient as we can. So one of
Mm-hmm.
our fastest shoots ever.
Was
Okay.
deadline
Tell me
two.
Because
about it.
it's a deadline,
Yeah.
right?
Ooh.
Because
We,
it's a deadline. Now, if you're doing a not so commercial, but it is intended for the competition, how
oh
long?
yeah. Those those usually take us about from pre-production to post-production. Usually it
It will
Mm-hmm.
take
takes
us a
a
month
month or two.
normally.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
month or two normally.
Okay.
Mm-mm. And shooting
Mm-hmm.
wise, pre-prod usually lasts for the first 2 to 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then even like a month of pre-production, getting everything right. And then the shoot itself is actually sometimes the shortest part, because a
Ever.
shoot
Yeah,
usually takes
but it's
maybe
the hardest.
one to
Yeah.
three days.
Most
Yeah,
challenging.
1 to 3 days to shoot. Usually about 6 to 10 hours a day to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and that includes reshoots,
Mm-hmm.
getting the voiceovers done, and making sure the location is
Yeah, making sure
set
it's open,
for the shoot.
making sure your
Yeah.
actors are actually available for that schedule.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
What is the most crucial part of doing a filmmaking? the most crucial part.
Oh,
Kailangan yung ganito, ganito, ganito.
at at least for the director, at least for the director, it's about scheduling. It's like I always want to say schedule, schedule, schedule as much as you can. Schedule everything, create contingency plans, have backups. Like, because if one thing goes wrong and you have to improvise, it becomes
Uh-huh.
so much difficult when something goes off with your schedule. And as a director, it's really my pet peeve when something goes wrong and or something goes out of schedule, especially that medyo ano, I'm a bit OC ako. So as a director, I want things to be like this is why we spend a long time pre-production because we want to get everything right. We want to get everything like to the last tiny detail. We really want things to be as precise as we can. Like this is how I want it to look like at this time. So we shoot this scene at this time with these persons, with these actors, with this equipment. And if something
Mm-hmm.
goes wrong or something's not followed there, we'd be forced to improvise and sakit sa ulo when we when we go against schedule and improvise. So yeah.
Mm-mm.
But then again, that's for the production side. But for the pre-production
Mhm.
side, I think Migs has a different answer. What's the most important thing?
Oh yeah. Coming from like majority of the time writing for high
Mm-hmm.
impact, it's the most like the
Mm-hmm.
crucial part in every story and like in everything you write is actually the core of it, the core of the story. What is the insight that you are
The insight.
trying, yeah,
Insight.
the insight that you are trying to convey to your audience? Like what is it this value or virtue or idea that they act that our demographic, our audience can actually cling to and they can actually question, like certain aspects of the story, certain aspects of what we're trying to convey. And so
Mm-hmm.
whenever so the core of the story, the insight is actually like wrapped around it itself is well our entire narrative, so to speak.
Mm. When we're crafting our
Okay.
stories, we always begin with looking for the insight. Like
Yeah, like
what's
Mm-hmm.
the
something that
main
you
question.
yeah. Like for example, the insight for deadline, Migs.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
What's the insight for deadline again?
the ins yeah, the insight was around the parts of students students go through hell week a lot, that I know
Yeah.
sometimes they feel like, well, I hate to say it, but they feel like they're undead, they're zombies. They feel like they're just
The
the
zombies, yeah.
motion of going through the motion of hell week just to get things done, just to like get every requirement covered.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mia.
thank you so much for your opinions, guys. So ayan, we have here a question from our legendary photographer. He's Lito A. Calion. He was
Wow.
asking you, how do the public or viewers respond to your films?
Objectively speaking, when we release it to the public, when we post it online or we upload it online, we usually get a
Mm-hmm.
lot of positive reviews, saying that it has a very actually a lot of people have observed this, but we have a very
Oh yeah.
Western approach
Oh
to our
yeah.
storytelling and
Mm-hmm.
our cinematography while mixing it with local and like current events in our country and like
Mm-hmm.
basically the current situation of people here in the Philippines while taking a very Western style of storytelling and this filming and cinematography and editing. It's a very Western style, which I think is what
Mm-hmm.
sets us apart with the pool of indie films being made today. Because a lot of indie films today
Hmm.
they focus on. I mean, I'm not trying to generalize in the indie film scene, because the indie film scene is very varied. But a lot of the generic stuff is mostly maybe a love story or a story about
Hmm.
family, which is all good and fine. I've seen a lot of great like indie films that are about love stories and indie films about family. But if you take a look at our films, you can already tell that we're diving into the things that people have not yet done or themes
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm.
people are scared to do. Someone
Mm-hmm.
has to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. How about
What is
Miguel?
everyone's point of
Mm-hmm.
view and the answers? So medyo na lahat ata ng aking mga tanong nasagot na ni Andy at ni Miguel. So let's go back to your questions kanina, the one you wanted to discuss here
Mm-mm.
regarding sa I think Salakandula. Is that, am I right, or the other film? The one when I stopped you to discuss it because you asked me if you can discuss here.
Oh.
Do you remember?
No, I wanted to ask Migs if he's okay with us spoiling what was supposed to be our entry for Nespresso Talents 2020.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, because
that's good.
Okay.
ultimately we put it on hold. We put it on hold so far, so it's still in the it's still on our drawing board right now. We're
Mm-hmm.
not abandoning the
Mm-mm.
story because I think it's a really really solid story. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Sadly nga lang we can't execute it because of the whole pandemic thing, and Nespresso Talents I think concluded recently.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a question from Mrs. Anne Prion.
Hey,
Hi,
She
tita.
said, what are your plans to further polish your craft? Ayan.
Oh yeah.
Interesting
Yeah,
tanong
Oh
yan.
yeah.
a very nice question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, as filmmakers, as artists, we never settle on our creations as perfect. So we would always get,
Yeah.
yeah, first part of like
Far from it.
polishing, yeah, first part of polishing our craft is feedback, which is very important. So whenever we release our
Mm-hmm.
films, we would always ask our friends, our family, our profs back then, our classmates, what
Yeah.
what do you think? What could we have done better? What could we improve on? Outside of that, though, you also need to search for influences outside like your general comfort zone. So watch other films, read other books,
Yeah, a lot of other
go,
films. Yeah, we watch a lot of other
yeah,
films.
go outside,
Mm-hmm.
take a
Okay.
walk, like
On the
just
question of
find
Miss
ways. Mhm.
Anne, I have can I make sing it about her questions? Are
Yeah, of
you
course.
guys are open for criticism? Because Miguel mentioned that oh, uh, you are very particular about the feedback of the
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
viewers.
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mhm.
So are you aware
Um,
of the criticism coming from different sectors? Yes, of course, there are critics. If your
yeah, a
movie
lot.
I will go to the critics, what is the movie go? No, so are you okay with that kind of scenario? Are you open for the criticism?
Yeah, definitely. I think
Mhm.
I'd rather have criticism than none, because it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because criticism really is more or less pointing out um is really pointing out the flaws, the things that you can improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think yeah,
Yes.
we would sometimes actually ask people to critique our films before we even release them. We have a bunch of great story writers and we have a lot of good people to critique us before we release it. So we have we basically preview it to a select number of people, specific people, to critique it
Mm-hmm.
before, and then we do our final touches in between, just to make sure that we get both positive and negative feedback. And I think, you know, friends and especially family are sometimes my biggest critics about
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
our
Yes.
films. Yeah.
Yes. Because without criticism, I think your crop didn't grow. So because we Filipinos basically balat sibuyas, we are sensitive about
Yes,
criticizing.
I
Yeah,
agree.
So
definitely.
maybe you are not yet ready. That's why I'm asking you because of the
Mm-hmm.
question of Mrs. Prion. So how can you develop your
Self.
craftsmanship if you are
Yeah.
not open to the criticism?
Uh-huh.
Because being sensitive people minsan na-o-offend tayo kaagad and then we easily back out without fighting our rights. Di ba? May mga ganung bagay. Maybe you know that because you are filmmakers or you do the films. You read your
Mm-mm.
script, di ba? And very keen
Yeah.
when it comes to the words,
Yeah.
you need to be careful about delivering the words. Kasi hindi lahat ng words are accepted into society,
Yes.
especially for the
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
viewers. We have selective viewers. We have general public. Meron tayong tinatawag na medyo sensitive people na hindi pwedeng i-topic yung mga words na hindi ka nais-nais, di ba?
Yeah.
Are you aware of that?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people who watch your like. There's a lot of people who can watch your films, but at the same time, I like to
Mm-mm.
think that you can't really please everyone. You know,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
you can't
fact.
really please everyone.
As filmmakers.
That's a fact. Someone's gonna complain. Someone's gonna complain. Someone's gonna felt offended. Some people are
Yes.
gonna think they may or may not be insulted. But
Yes.
I think it's about appealing and making it entertaining for the right people. Because again, you can't
Mm-hmm.
please
Mhm.
everyone. So might as well please the people you want to, you know,
Yeah, please
the people
them,
you
the
want to
right
address.
people.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
The
I have
target, the
a
target, basically.
I have a personal question with you guys. Personal question, but not really personal about your personal life. Uh,
Okay.
how how many percent you, Miguel, dedication to your uh, job?
Job as in for high impact work, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how
Your,
many?
no, your ability, your skills. How many percent
Uh,
is your dedication, not only for your group, but for your plans, for your dreams, or whatsoever?
So
Are you
how much I
dedicated
am?
filmmaker? Are you dedicated
Oh,
actor?
I'd say
Mm-mm.
dedicated
you know,
actor. Dedicated
um,
actor, 120% yan.
oh my God. Yeah, truth to tell
Let
the truth.
me, how about you, Andy?
Um,
Do you have plans
Sorry,
of
Mix?
shifting into
Mm-mm.
into other professions? How much
Ah,
dedication
okay.
you have into this?
I'd say, yeah, I'd say, af yeah, at this point, I am like 100, 120, 200% dedicated to the craft of
Uh,
yeah, storytelling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just love just putting
okay.
literally, like, storytelling is putting your heart to the world to see.
Yes,
That's essentially what it is.
Giving a
It's,
piece of you, yeah.
yeah, a piece
yes.
of
And the
you,
best thing about it
your
is, I don't know,
That's a great answer,
like
guys. That's a really great answer.
it's
Because
also
without
very
dedication,
satisfying.
it's good partner
Mhm.
because nalilito ka. But if you are dedicated with your job, whatever
Yeah.
happens, whatever
Yeah.
insulto, insult, criticism ang dumating sa inyo, you cannot change
Mhm.
because you only focus on your career and dreams. That's a very great, that's really, really great
Yeah.
answer. Because young people nowadays, remember, when we tackle about mental health issues, some people, young, especially young people, madaling panghinaan ng loob, no? So it's they easily give
Yeah.
up, especially hindi
Mhm.
nila na-please yung gawa nila, wala nagpi-please, they are easily give up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
people less dedication because they don't
Hmm.
put it here. They only put in here the ego without a heart,
Mhm.
work without a
Well
heart.
said, Direct.
Okay?
Well said.
Yes, yeah. Now, Mia, do you have any other questions aside from me? Kasi hina-hot seat ko sila eh. Kaya
Parang
Okay lang. We're
sinusubok
having a
mo
lot of
direct
fun. We're
yung
having a lot of
kanilang
fun.
relationship, no? Oh, yan. So, maiba tayo.
Ginigisa ni
So,
Direct si Direct eh.
since, uh, totoo yan. Okay, so Miguel and Andion, and also if your other groups are watching tonight, since you are high impact, no, how is the relationship between you guys? At kayo ba'y nagkakasundo? Are you going well
Uh,
together? Or meron silang
Yeah,
issues?
I
ooh, chismis.
wala naman, wala naman.
Ooh.
Um,
Are you
she's
all
asking us to
boys?
Oh
Are
spill
you
man.
tea.
all boys on the group?
Okay.
No,
Andy
actually,
and Miguel, are you all boys on the group? In the group?
Mm-mm.
no. We started
Oh
out as
no.
all
Yeah.
boys, Miguel,
Yeah. Three
me, and
boys.
Arlo, three guys, and then we expanded. We had some of our really good friends along. Danny
Hmm.
and Reg are new members. They're extremely talented. Reg is an actress, and
Hmm.
Danny is
Mm-mm.
one of our auxiliaries and costume
Hmm.
designers and makeup artists.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
we
So
also
you
have girls
mean
in the we also got girls in the team, and we're
there's a
hopefully
class.
we're hopefully gonna add like more people along the way, especially very
Hmm.
talented people like maybe like our cosplayer friends. I've met a few people recently,
Mm-mm.
and planning to invite them aboard whenever we do have
Hmm.
our
Wow.
shows.
So you mean
And
We'd be
guys?
also,
happy.
Yes,
I'd be really
behind
happy.
big, huh?
Yes.
You're getting big because you're welcoming aboard the other interns. Maybe I can join with.
Yes, direct,
Okay.
direct. Sama kayo.
Um,
Si Mia din. Sama namin.
Oh, I'm in.
do you have do you have uh cooking movies? I mean, kinukooking na movies for this year na ipapalabas nyo next year?
Mm-mm.
So far, we're still trying to like plan for this year, for the rest of the year, kasi medyo
Hmm.
COVID really halted our entire production,
Everything.
especially
Yes.
medyo na ano kami, na low morale kami when we were had to cancel Oasis. I mean,
Oh come on, man! Spoilers.
sorry, sorry, nadulas
That's a
ako eh.
Bawal
typo.
ba
Hmm.
Ano,
banggitin?
That's it.
na sorry, nabanggit ko tuloy. Sorry, Migs.
That's
Hot
fine.
seat
Yeah, but
kasi.
we had to cancel. Yeah, we had
Mm-mm.
Project
to postpone. Sorry,
Oasis.
we didn't cancel.
Project.
We didn't
So you
cancel. We
mean this year,
postponed.
this year you have no wrapping movies or project this year because of the COVID pandemic.
Mm.
So
So
far,
what are
yeah,
you going to
wala.
do? So what are you going to do? Because na-stop yung inyong mga projects. What are you going to do? Is there any alternative?
Mm, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Migs has recently crafted a really bright idea.
Kasi
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
you cannot wait for this. You cannot stand by because you
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
need
Yeah,
to
definitely.
what's the next happening for the COVID, di ba?
Yeah,
Siyempre mababagot kayo. So because since you are young
bagot na.
professionals, I know, ang mga utak niyo is very fast-paced yan. Gusto niyo change
Oh,
ka agad.
bagot na kami direct.
We
Mood.
have questions from our viewers. Maybe you can read it. Give it the question to
Yes, yes.
Miguel.
Ayan, there we have Cian Romano. He said,
Hey,
you
Christian. Hello.
guys are good at writing. Ayan, good at
Oh,
writing daw
thanks.
kayo. In fact, I like the way how you arrange the storyline of your movies. My questions are, number one, what is the most effective writing style that works for you? And number two, what are your
What if
tips for
this?
new or beginning writers?
Yeah, I think
Wow,
Migs
that's
can
a
answer this really
very
well.
nice
Hmm.
question. But
Beautiful
before
question,
that,
yeah.
you need to answer number one first.
Yeah. To answer the question, this
Yes.
I believe that there is no perfect writing style because
Yeah.
every person is
Uh-huh.
is unique. We always have our own workflow. But I think what at least what worked for me though is actually reading from other stories. So for example, for Deadline, yeah, before writing
Mm-hmm,
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Deadline, I would the inciting, the writing, the questioning. But at the same time, I would also watch other movies. So for example, our
Mm-hmm.
main inspiration for Deadline is Edgar Wright. His style of comedy, his style of pacing for Shaun of the
Yes.
Dead. And and the other question is whether yeah, effective writing style. So it's more of yeah, it is a struggle to start. There's no easy way. You have to acknowledge that there's no shortcut to writing the perfect story.
Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
majority of it, I think it's like knowing where your story starts and when it ends. What your character goes
yeah.
through, what your character will realize at the end.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
at the same time, it's more of like improvise. You know, whenever I write, I improvise. I just
A lot.
I
Yeah.
run it like a movie. Whenever I write, I like envision it as a movie in my head and
Yeah.
what the characters would think, where would they be, what could happen, what's the conflict, what's the tension,
Hmm.
and
Wow.
yeah.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Um,
Speaking of
the question number two.
improvising a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And question number two. What are your tips for the new beginners writers?
Yes. Do you
Oh,
have any
Sorry.
The,
tips for
and number
newbies?
two, what
Tips.
are your
Yeah.
tips for new beginning writers?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any tips, especially those who
Yeah.
started?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the most important tip that I could give to anyone who's not just writing for film but writing a story in general is
Mm-hmm.
to show, don't tell. Let
oh, the
your
golden rule.
the golden rule. Yeah,
Yeah.
the golden
I
rule.
agree.
Show,
I
don't
agree.
tell. Show, don't tell. Because compared to, for example, a scene, magalaban na yung protagonist tsaka yung antagonist. Sasabihin ba nung bida, papatayin kita, babaraling kita sa babaraling kita sa paa. Tapos ganun. Do you say or do you just show? When they're there, they just do it. Ang gagawin mo, just
Mm-hmm.
show his hand shaking or like
Yeah.
uh, show
Yeah,
his hand nanginginig yung kamay niya tapos
yeah,
nagpapawis
show like
siya.
the
That's
intensity
how
of his
you show.
eyes.
Yeah. And it's pointing
Show,
the
don't tell.
gun. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ilalabas ko ng aking blue eyes white dragon.
Blue white.
Parang ganun eh. Nawawala yung appeal eh. Show,
Agree.
Why
don't
would you
tell.
say that? I agree naman kay Andy. Yes, totoo yun direct. As a film director, no? You're
Oh
not
my
going
god,
to
yeah,
do
that.
that as well. Even in events, no?
Yeah, yeah.
In some other what do you call this? Industry. You tama yun. I agree with Andy. Show,
Mm-mm.
don't
Yeah,
tell. Yeah.
Show, don't tell. Minsan some of
you,
them get a little bit too excessive when they want to ano. Kasi there's also a style of story writing that's very sensory. As in they like to
Mm.
describe every single detail na oh, he walks like this and the place looks like this and the air
he's
is
Shakespeare.
cold, ganon. Minsan nagiging excessive din 'yon in a way na parang
Uh-huh.
okay, gets namin kung asan
It's
siya.
just
I mean, pati
exposition.
ba naman yung karatula na nasa gilid ng walang kinalaman, i-describe mo na parang it gets a little bit too excessive. And
Yeah,
I think another
you'd
tip that I
want
have,
hmm?
Mm.
another tip that I have for writers is to know when to stop and know when to control yourself talaga. Kasi minsan nadadala ka eh. Nadadala ka nung
Mm-mm-mm.
script,
That's
nadadala
a
ka nung
struggle.
story. Oo, nadadala ka ng story. Make sure someone keeps you in check na parang, ops, hindi natin kaya maglagay ng dragon. Okay? Hindi natin kaya maglagay ng spaceship. Ha? Bawasan
You need
natin
to
ng konti.
practice.
That's my
You
sin.
need to,
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah,
you need to
kaya
talk.
ano eh,
Kasi
pag,
din, no? Mm-mm, mm-mm.
mm,
May
kaya nga ano
question
eh,
ako
nung sinabi
para
ni
sa
Migs eh.
kanila, direct.
Oo.
Oo.
Kaya si
Ayun.
Migs, dadaan na sa akin eh. Dadaan sa akin yung script pa ulit-ulit eh. Kasi, I think, minsan naiinis sa akin si Migs minsan eh. Kasi ang lalaki ng mga kinakat kong section eh.
Looking back, I
Mga
understand now.
Pinagpaguran niya yun eh.
necessary segment tinatanggal. Anyway,
Okay.
dudugtungan natin yung questions ni Mr.
Yes.
Romano about
Mm.
regarding dito sa mga beginners. Do you have or are you willing and able to share your ideas sa mga beginners? Siyempre, nag-start din kayo
Yeah.
sa mga sa beginners.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes,
Are
yes,
you
I agree.
willing and able to teach them or share para hindi sila magkamali, mawala,
Yeah.
May iba ng landas?
So far, ano naman, we really enjoy it when people come up to us and ask for advice. Kasi before, like what our professors did, kasi after we graduated, um yung mga pinresent naming mga films, it's still with some of our professors, and what they did was they showed it to the lower batch students, and then they'd come to us bigla na parang,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
god, how did you do that? Like, what did, like, I think Adrift was like being shown to other students, and they
Mm-hmm.
come up to us for advice, paano namin nagawa to, and like what was the thought process, and they enjoy namin yun kasi parang they
Yeah.
saw something in our films na they haven't seen before, and they didn't think
Mm-hmm.
was possible for students at the time to
Mm-hmm.
produce. And I think, we want to keep helping as many aspiring filmmakers as we can, because it's a very, 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 very beautiful industry to enter, especially at a young age. Because when we're young,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to be very, very creative, and
Mm-hmm.
we're very aware of the
Mm-hmm.
problems that our generation faces, and we need to address
Yes.
that, and the best way to address it is through storytelling.
Yeah,
Yes. I
I
agree with
agree.
you.
And
Yes.
also sabi
Okay.
ni Mariel Prion, yeah, mag-hold kayo ng workshops or training sessions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saan ako dyan?
Oh,
Workshop.
a few
Why
years from
not,
I've
di
now.
ba? Why not?
Ang
Like,
ganda
let
ng
us
Pwede
gain
balita
naman
more
ko
dyan.
experience.
diba, Mia? Napakagaling ng
Acting
ating
workshop
mga,
mix.
no?
Oo.
They
Oh.
are very, very
Yes.
professional. They are very
Yes.
creative and artistic. So,
Yeah. And
aside from
as a teacher or as a
yeah,
tutor, I'm very hands-on talaga. I'm very hands-on.
um,
I much prefer a one-on-one than like
yeah,
addressing a huge crowd of like people.
yeah,
Kasi
Mhm.
I like to get hands-on with like teaching people how it's done. And minsan nga when we have shoots and people are like, "Oh, I want to see how the film process works. Oh, I want to see how like you guys work, or like kung ano itsura ng set, kung paano kayo nag-shoot." Kasi
you
parang
can
ang cool daw.
imagine how
So parang
you can
kami,
imagine how busy you are while thinking and doing thing, no, at the same
mm,
time. Okay? Now,
Mm-hmm.
dahil busy ko palagi, hindi ko alam kung itong aking next question is relevant. Dahil alam ko naman kayo yung mga young, innovative, and very creative people, young
mhm.
professional. My question is, do you, do you have time for your personal life
Oh no.
while aside of being, do you still have time for your
Oh boy.
personal life?
We would like to hear
Ah,
different opinion from Andy first and then Miguel.
Okay, give us
oh boy.
Andy first.
Oh.
Andy,
Yeah, yeah,
do you
yeah.
have time for your
Ako talaga
personal
yung
life?
inuna. Ako talaga yung inuna.
Oh boy.
Siyempre, direct yan.
Let's just say na I'm very inspired to write more recently. No further comment.
Ah,
Okay.
man.
Parang,
Because
Pero
direct
you
mo
are
okay.
lang namang
inspired
pinapasok mo yung
because
word na
someone
may
give you
love life pa ba
some
sila? Yes.
inspiration.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Of course, work-life balance talaga is very important, especially when you're very, very,
Mm.
very passionate about it. But I think the very special thing about what we do is we can share it. We can share it
Mm-hmm.
with
Okay.
people. Like,
Yeah.
when you have someone to share
Beside,
your a piece of yourself, because your story is a piece of yourself, diba?
Uh,
So if you can share that story,
so
that
how
piece of
long is your
yourself with someone,
relationship? How long is your relationship now? Because you are inspired and you look in love.
Trigger.
Oh, this is amazing.
are you sure we're allowed to talk about this on air? Tuwan-tuwa si Migs eh.
Oh,
Tuwan-tuwa si Migs.
definitely.
Don't worry, I
Malay
have
niyo,
questions
Not
for
nanonood siya
entirely sure.
ngayon.
Oh.
Yeah, I can guarantee she's probably watching now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the right time. This is the right time that you can prove it to her that you
Yeah.
really love her. Okay?
Uh,
It
okay.
happens.
Ooh, I'm just gonna drink here.
Way Migs, way
Anyway,
Migs.
but I
Woohoo.
will not push you to. I will not
Oh
force
no.
you to answer it. Let's go to Migs. Miguel.
Yeah. All I can
Who,
say is that,
who,
Direk is very happy right now. So
wow. I would
Yes,
like to
full support.
congratulate you for that, no? Because,
yeah, I'm very
if you're
happy.
in love, if you're in love, you're happy,
Mariel, stop.
everything
This is not
is
secret interview.
possible, everything is positive. Now, I know
Yeah.
you're in love, so let's go to Miguel. How about you, Miguel? Who inspires you? Do you have someone? Do you have time for yourself? Do you have time for your love
Tatahimik lang
life?
ako
Do you
dito,
have
Direk.
I mean,
maybe this is the right time that you can express your personal feelings to your loved ones, di ba?
Mix,
Without
this is your chance.
Maybe,
Mix,
overstimulating
this is
the
your chance.
yeah,
mind.
she
She's
might be
watching. Mix.
watching you tonight. Yeah.
you're narrowing
Yes,
the chat, you idiot.
yes. No need to mention
Ugh.
naman, no need
Anyway,
to mention, but expressing your love is one of the most provocative. Ang lalim.
just
Ito
me.
yung pinaka
No,
the
it's the
best na
most
maririnig
beautiful
ng
thing.
taong
Yeah.
Mix,
mamahalin at magmamahal.
Mix, you were asking me for a chance. Now is the time.
It's the relationship with
I
the
hope
Lord, It's right here.
In a relationship with Lord Dao. Ah, of course.
Wow.
Actually, I
For
mean,
for
Amen.
everyone.
yeah,
oo.
personal life
Lahat naman
and work life balance.
right. Lahat naman tayo may
It goes
inspiration
both
sa buhay.
ways.
Ngayon, for me, it's a piece of advice, no? Because you are young generations, I know it's easy for you to express, but kasi modern na ngayon modern technology. So, you can
Yeah.
express through, you can use any,
Virtually.
yeah, virtually, like social media, if you have Twitter, siyempre sa Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
pahaging-haging, no? And then, Instagram, pa-posting, and Facebook, pa-post without any, wala kang pinpoint. But here, on the way
Kinukulot ako ni
that,
Direk eh.
Oh man.
like, yes, like, Andy, di ba? Diretsuhan. So, expressing your interest to someone
Feelings on
is,
air.
yes,
Yeah, I
huwag
think it's
kayong
not a bad
mahihiya.
thing.
Huwag kayong mahihiya.
Ina-expose ako
Mm-mm.
But,
ni Direk eh.
Wait lang, Direk. Ikaw naman kasi, masyado kang mag-hot seat. Don't you know that their parents are watching tonight?
syempre,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that they are very
Our families
talented
are watching
people,
tonight.
Yeah.
young
Mm-mm.
bunch of guys. I know they are busy with their ambitions. They are busy with their intelligence. They are busy with their craftsmanship.
Yeah.
They are because of
Uh,
their creativity. Siyempre, of this business, I don't think they have time to spend with their special someone, no?
Mm-mm.
But
meron pa
Yeah.
naman.
that's the
Yeah.
reason I'm asking, because you don't forget that there is someone over there that uh, not only promoting you, that yung nagbibigay sa iyo ng lakas ng loob, inspiration,
mm-hmm.
di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Di ba? Yun ang nagbibigay sa iyo na, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. Kaya ko to because I not only to prove, but because you are inspired. Okay? So napapunta
Yeah,
tayo sa love.
definitely.
No? Okay? Siyempre,
Definitely.
someday, you are going to create your group. You are going to create your network. You are going to create
Yeah.
something that cannot
Mhm.
forget with the people or the public, especially your followers, and so you will become a public property.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Siyempre,
definitely.
Mhm.
aside your business, aside your profession, siyempre,
Mm.
your followers are, very, ano yan
In with their
uh,
personal din.
yeah,
Especially they're on the
Yep.
magtatanong
filmmaking
din about
industry
your
eh. Oo.
personal. Oo. Not
Oo.
only your profession, tatanungin din yung the other side of you. So you must be ready
Yeah.
when it comes to that,
Mhm.
syempre.
Of
Unless
course.
unless you
Of
don't want
course.
to share your personal love life, especially because hindi lang sila nag-iisa sa buhay mo, kundi tatlo pala sila.
Yeah, no. Ako talaga yung
Diba?
non-showbiz BF eh. So,
Oo.
This is showbiz.
Wow.
ako yung non-showbiz eh.
This, okay. Now, dahil nasagot niyo na yung aking mga katanungan when it comes to personal.
Yeah.
Any future plans, any promotions, any project that
Hmm.
you're going to promote, you would like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
invite your friends to watch your... Ay, teka muna, bago tayo magpaalam pala, no? Hindi pa naman tayo nagpapaalam. Since you have movies, can we have a show here in our webinar, in our... can we show to the people about your
Yeah.
movies
Yes,
that
please.
you
Oh,
know?
Sige.
of course.
Can we
Like,
play one of our films,
can
sir?
we upload
Yes,
your
yes, yes.
content or something? Yeah.
Yes,
Of
if you
course. Of
are
course.
allowing
Definitely.
us, we can have uh show it to the public one
Of
movie
Oh,
course. We'd
that
love
we
that. We'd
made.
love that.
Yeah.
Ano,
That's
That's
pili ka,
also a
awesome.
Migs.
part. Okay, just give us your
eeny, meeny.
permission and time, and we will invite the people so we can plug it so a lot of people are can watch your
Definitely.
short film.
Mhm.
Yes.
Pa-plug na ba
So
kami?
yes, 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 yes. Yan. Mag-plug kayo if you want to thank someone, invite someone, or it's
Or you want to plug or promote
you
something
can promote now.
in your group. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
mm,
Again, we have a YouTube channel. Just look up High Impact. That's Impact without a T and the double C, which has a story on its own. But High
mhm.
Impact Motion Pictures on YouTube, or High Impact on YouTube, and High Impact Motion Pictures on
And
Facebook. Make
Facebook.
sure to like our page. Some of our shorter like tribute pieces are exclusively on Facebook, while our short films are available on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe because we are planning a lot of cool stuff this year and the following years. So also AR
Mhm.
Digital, the marketing arm of High Impact, is my design and art business. Megs,
Okay, Megs, let's go.
It's already.
Megs plug ka na.
Yeah.
You want to make some
Oh,
shout out
sorry.
or
And then
yeah,
it was choppy.
promote something.
Please invite the viewers, our friends, for your next project, guys.
Can we say our next project? Is it?
um, sige, sige.
Okay.
May pinaplano
So
tayo.
we might as well do it now. Okay. So because of the current pandemic, we cannot go out and shoot. So we've thought of what if we do it, like what we did with our collaboration with the Blind, which is a radio drama,
Radio play.
audio book-ish.
Mm.
Yeah, radio play. So I'll say it now. We are planning to bring back Adrift, so our sci-fi horror short into a current context, in 2020 context. So
Mm.
be prepared to to have another adventure with Nate and a new cast and a new setting for everything.
Mm.
It's exciting. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like a new avenue for us to actually make
Uh,
something that doesn't involve a video. It's just all audio.
Audio,
Okay.
yeah, audio. Because
Any,
the beautiful thing
any
about
video,
audio, or
Mm.
yes, direct.
yes, yes, go on.
I sorry.
Go on.
The beautiful thing about radio play is that it's a completely different experience from just watching a movie. Because when you're watching a film or movie, your senses are kind of divided. You have your sight and you have your hearing, and you
Mhm.
combine those two. It's divided 50-50. But if you're using audio, people tend to listen more to the finer details. So 100% of their attention goes into the sound. And what that
Yeah.
does is when you have sound, like sound effects, you associate the visual without having to show it. And what that does is it incites the imagination, which I think is a very, very good
Mhm.
thing to capitalize for your viewers, is to tap their imagination. So if I say, like, you can hear a tree falling in the back. We didn't show
I
you
Mm.
what that tree looks like. We didn't show you where it was. We didn't show you what kind of tree it was. We didn't show you why it fell. It starts to run in your imagination. What happened? and all that
Yeah.
was just a sound. So
It's
I
much
think
more
that's the
powerful when the
ability of
audience
radio.
themselves
Yeah,
are thinking
Yes,
about
and
it
I
it.
becomes much more powerful.
agree with that, guys. I also agree with that. Kasi, syempre, like me, or same age with me, some we prefer to watch movies with subtitles. But if you
Yeah,
go with
Mhm.
the the ano tawag niya, yung kasalita, voicing and the sound
yeah,
effect,
voice acting.
maybe
Mhm.
old people can relate, especially with a hearing impairment,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
Mhm.
maybe with
Mhm.
the people, or or the old people, is easy for them to
Yes.
relate. Yeah. So it's okay for with the
Um,
PW. I
yeah,
like your plan,
yeah. We
Yeah.
try to be inclusive naman with that. Especially,
Mhm.
it's a very specific kind of content. Radio plays are medyo a niche. It's a very small
Mhm.
market, pero we try to
Mhm.
venture into that. But of course, like we try to make the quality as spot on, so even people with maybe hearing disabilities can still enjoy it. In a general sense,
Mhm.
maybe
Mhm.
not as much as the normal person, but we just want to get the idea across. But I'm sure, like, regardless of the limitations of viewing it, we would still try to make it as enjoyable as we can.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
shout
so
out to Tablay. Our radio play is now out. You can hear me and Migs voice act in that one. I play as Sergeant Benjo Perazo, and Migs plays as.
Oh, flight engineer Chino Jose. Oh, boy.
she knows
Yeah.
it.
Ah.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Okay, guys. Let's promote and plug your project, the ongoing project, the last project, so that people can
Yeah.
relate and see and watch. They can do research if your project is in YouTube or
Yep.
whatsoever. Please plug all your
So
project.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we have our short films, and we have our dedication films as well, exclusively on Facebook. So you can like and follow us on Facebook. High Impact Motion Pictures, Impact with a double C, no T. And you can also subscribe to us on YouTube, where we have our high definition uploads of our short films. Um,
Mm-hmm.
our latest film is Deadline 2, Ghost of Last Sem's Past, which is a sequel to Deadline 1. And our future projects are going to be coming up. We're actually planning to start pre-production as soon as we get the concept.
Mhm.
Finalized. Expect a radio play soon, which is very different from what we usually
Mm-hmm.
do,
Yeah,
Okay. How
which
it's
is
about
makes it
Miguel?
more
Do you
it's a
have
exciting.
fun
any
challenge.
words? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How about Miguel? Do you want to promote something, or do you want to tell the viewers if you have any
Mag-dedicate
plans
ka.
as well? Do you have dedication?
Oh boy. Hey, if anything, I'd
Pa-shoutout.
like
Okay lang yan.
uh
Say it. Don't shy. Don't be shy.
okay.
Yeah. This is your time.
Yeah, I'd like to dedicate everything we've been through to my family, to my friends, especially to the team who have always been and who have
Mm-hmm.
willingly given their time and talent. Stop it, Andy. Their time and talent to actually make our stories happen. Because if it wasn't for
Love
them,
you
then
guys.
we would be in a different direction. Oh, of course, I know I'm lost for words. I can't think of anything. Uh, yeah, I just really like to say huge. I just have a really great gratitude to everyone who have given their all, even though we are,
Hmm.
you know, in a sense, we're still new. We're still new to this. We're still learning, and I
Hmm.
do hope that you stick with us. Everyone who has subscribed to us, who's followed us since day one. Do yeah, don't be afraid to criticize us. Don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to point out things. Don't be afraid to talk to us personally. We love to hear everything. we
We don't bite.
for those who would follow,
Mm-mm.
yeah, and for those who would who are
Are
always
you
there for us,
open
I
for
again
suggestions
thank you.
for also another filmmaking for
Yeah,
our
definitely.
viewers you're watching?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So any
We're
shout
very
out
open to
to
that.
your viewers? Mm-mm. Any shout out for the viewers who currently watching,
Thank
especially
you
your
everyone for watching. Yun na lang.
mm,
Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to my family.
Yeah.
My mom and dad are watching. My siblings are watching, and
yeah.
my brother-in-law is also watching. So thank you everyone for watching. To the crew who's watching right now, we love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us all the way, and thank you for being a part of this beautiful, beautiful thing that we
Mm-hmm.
have. Also, shout out to the Tablay team for the amazing experience of that show, and also
Yeah, which
shout out
inspired our next
to
project.
yeah, shout out to the many people who inspire us. Yun na lang.
Yeah. How about
Yeah.
Miguel? Do you want to give a shout out to the people who supported you guys? And yeah.
Oh, definitely. I'd personally want to thank my parents, my family, everyone who's been with me, who put their confidence in me to actually do this because you know if I would just go about this myself, I wouldn't be here. Like I'd be completely honest. Like I owe it to everyone. I owe it I owe it to the team, especially to the team
Mm-hmm.
who has been there. I owe it to our classmates, to our profs who have supported us along the way. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Wow, thank you
Because
Wow,
I
Oh,
do
and
thank
this,
you so
yeah, I
much.
do
so
this,
yeah,
I do this to
this
give
is
to the
our
world. Not
lifeblood.
really. Yeah.
Uh,
much.
Mm-hmm.
this is our passion. This is a piece of us that we want to give out to the world, and to
Hmm.
have something to leave a mark. Also, to leave a mark in this world. To know that we've made people happy over the past few years that we've been making films. Um, Also, shout out to all our other relatives who are watching and to everyone
Yeah.
who supported us from the very beginning. To our professors as well, who taught us everything that we knew, who guided us to make the content that we do now.
Hmm.
To
Mm-hmm.
all of the people who volunteered, to all the
Mm-hmm.
people who gave a little extra time and effort to watch our stuff, to volunteered to maybe like lend us a few of their stuff or maybe lend their talent. To everyone who's ever been a part of High Impact, we love you all, and we can't wait to keep working with everyone and to produce more beautiful, beautiful things, and to make the world a more entertaining and a more story-driven place.
Okay. So
Wow.
okay guys, so
Uh,
any last words for especially viewers, kung meron mang viewers tonight who are also like you, filmmakers, or maybe they're starting to make their journey through this filmmaking industry. Any last words for them, or tips or lessons you want to share
Okay,
to them?
Megs?
Oh, okay. So I would okay. First tip for everyone, for those who are aspiring to be passionate storytellers, is to always be not afraid, like start with something because there's no absolute shortcut to this. You really have no choice but to start. Pick up a pen, write it on a piece of paper, make it real. From the words of the late Stanley himself, um, if you have what you think might actually make a difference or what you think is good in your mind, then don't throw that away. Don't let everybody's negative opinions like shatter your dreams. And I would say to celebrate the ordinary, like have fun. Always find inspiration from everything you do, from everyone you meet, from everything you've experienced. Every every bit every bit of that information will always go to your heart, and from your heart you always create something beautiful in the end. So just
wow.
Mm-hmm.
don't stop dreaming. Just keep doing what you want to do. Just create, just craft a story, bring something to the table, bring something to the world.
That's a
Okay.
very
And Andy?
inspiring.
Beautifully said.
Mhm.
Beautifully said,
That's very
Megs.
I
Um,
say.
Well, me and Migs, the great thing about me, Migs, and even Arlo is that we're all, we all are driven by each other and we learn from each other, which I
Mm,
think is the number one tip I can give to no matter what kind of content creator you are or whatever kind of output that you create. Learn, learn, learn. Because
Yes.
life is always going to be a learning process. No matter how good you think you'll get, you will always learn something from someone who's done something else, no matter
mm,
what it is. It's to always be open to
Wow.
Correct.
learn, not only from your own industry. Like me, I didn't know anything about like radio plays and stuff until we got this offer, and I didn't know anything about like script writing, and I didn't know anything about like storyboarding before until I opened my heart towards learning something, and it starts with really acknowledging the fact that you're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna be
Yeah.
the best at everything, and that's the truth of it. And it's not. There's no shame in that because the
Mm-hmm.
one who knows little has the most opportunity to learn the most.
Yes.
So never be afraid to learn. Never be afraid to
Yes.
be the least experienced person in the room because that just means that you're the one who will gain the most experience, which I think is the most beautiful
Correct.
thing about filmmaking in general. It's like it's always going to be a learning experience. There's never going to be
Mm-hmm.
the perfect film. There's never going to be like, oh, this was easy. Oh, this was simple. Oh, we got this. Like, there's never going to be that moment. There's going to be a challenge that you will learn from, and there's always
Mm-hmm.
going to be a learning opportunity with every step of the way. So, if you're an aspiring filmmaker, always be open to learn, and learn
Yes.
every time.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
These
Very
are
well
very
said, Andy
inspiring
and
words coming
Miguel.
from the two
Thank you,
both
guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
intelligent young man. Okay? Maraming salamat sa mga viewers na nanonood. I hope you get
Thank you so
some
much.
tips, especially doon sa mga baguhan at mga
Yeah.
kabataan na gusto pasukin ang industriyang ito.
Industriyang
Thank you
ito.
so much to our young filmmakers, Andy and Miguel, for having time with us. And I hope, guys, you enjoy with our 1 hour and a half
It was a pleasure,
podcast
definitely.
session. Yes, it's a pleasure also.
Yeah.
And also,
it's an
I would
experience.
like to ask a permission for to both of you if we can have a pilot show your movie here next week if it's free
If
or
it's all right.
available, so everyone can
Oh
watch
yeah, definitely,
your
definitely.
masterpiece. Okay, and please
Yes.
Yes,
message
thank you so
us
much for
if
that.
yeah, yeah. I would like to invite you to show your uh, movie here in
Works. Yeah.
our live stream. And thank you so much right now. Thank you so much from Australia, those who are friends watching now, Germany, Middle East, Asia, and Thailand. Uh, it's this our topic for tonight is very relevant to young people who, like us, wanted to make it in this film industry. So, cheers to these young people who dedicate this job. Thank you so much, guys, and I
Thank you
love
so
you.
much.
Cheers to
I'm
Modelo
Yeah.
inspired.
TV.
Yes,
Thank you so
thank you so
much.
much. Okay, and
Miguel
sabi
and
ni
Andy, thank you
bago
so
kayo
much.
magpaalam sa
And
Lots of
Spring,
love,
yeah,
guys.
before we go off, sabi ni Miss Anna Marie Randeses, love you guys. You rock,
Thanks,
and
Mom.
Dion and Migs. Yes.
Thank you po,
So
tita.
she's your mom. Hello po. Thank you so much for watching us
hello,
tonight.
ma'am. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah.
These two guys are very intelligent and
Yes.
beautiful. I'm pretty sure their loved ones are very proud of
Proud.
them as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Bago
much.
tayo
Yeah.
magpapaalam, maraming salamat sa mga viewers natin at syempre sa ating sa ating dalawang guests for tonight na
Mm-hmm.
nagagandahang lalaki. Maraming salamat at good luck sa inyong journey. I wish we can work together for the coming
Yeah.
future and
Definitely,
good luck.
definitely.
Good luck.
Oh,
Yes.
you'd be excited
Thank you
too.
so much,
Okay.
Derek and Mia.
Thank you,
Thank you so
thank you,
Yes,
thank
much.
thank
you.
you
Bye
din,
Yeah, thank you so much
Andy
for
bye.
and
giving us the
Miguel.
opportunity.
Yes, thank you, and
Okay,
bye.
Mia,
Once
bago tayo
again,
magpaalam, ako'y
that's
magpapasalamat
High
sa mga
Impact.
kaibigan natin. Yes. Bago rin ako magpaalam, Mia, ako'y magpapasalamat sa ating mga kaibigan na nanonood yung gabi. Siyempre, gusto kong
Yep.
i-mention si Miss Marilo Bautista, who is watching right now from Australia. And we will have a live chat tomorrow about his
Yep.
love, up close and
Love
personal.
and life.
And
Yes.
also, I would like to thank sa Prion family for keep supporting us. And syempre kay Miss Mariel Prion, ang ating duty queen. Thank you so much. And syempre kay kay Sir Lito Calion na walang sawang sumusuporta. And syempre sa mga kaibigan natin from overseas, thank you so much. And to our makeup artist, Miss Leverlin and Mary Ruth, for keep following and supporting Primo Modelo TV.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
and God bless everyone. Okay,
Yes.
thank you for Paul Cherrybatch. He's watching right now, and also I would like to plug our next guest personality on Thursday. He is a doctor and a motivational speaker, Mr. Matt Doming, Dr. Matt Doming. And on Friday, we have another Hank and Pageant King, Mr. Joel. I forgot the name, Mia. Uh, our guest on
John
Friday,
John Michael
John
Suelo.
John Michael Swello. If you're watching now,
Yes.
please see you on Friday. Okay. Thank you so much, Mia, for inviting me once again. Congratulations for the beautiful conversation for tonight, and I hope
Yes.
and wish
Thank you
this
so much.
our
Yes.
first anniversary will become more longer and longer. Thank you, and have a blessed uh, night to everyone.
Thank you so much,
Bye bye.
Direct. Ayan. And once again, guys, katatapos lang ng ating magandang episode tonight, and we featured young innovative filmmakers from the Philippines. Thank you so much to our foreign viewers, and also to the family of Prion, Rabago, and the Raneses family. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. I know you guys, the loved ones of Andy and Miguel, are very proud of them, no? Sayang at hindi natin nakasama yung isa pa nilang founder ng High Impact na si Arlo. I hope you're watching tonight. Arlo, hello. Good evening. And thank you so much to Andy and Miguel for sharing us a really nice tips, lessons, and also opinions from you guys, since you represent the youth nowadays. And again, for our viewers, especially those who want to enter the industry of filmmaking, entertainment, and yeah, sort of, and etc. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that nakakuha kayo ng magandang aral and tips, and also naisa puso ninyo yung mga na-share nila Miguel and Andy tonight. And ayan, I just want to thank all of the people, especially our interacting netizens dito sa Primo Modelo TV. I would like to thank to Miss Ana Marie Bunuan Raneses. I think it's Andy's mom. Thank you so much, ma'am, for greeting us and watching us tonight. I would also like to thank Mrs. Ann Prion, the mother of Miguel and Mariel. Thank you so much. And also to his husband, Mr. Prion. Hope you are watching us tonight and enjoy the episode. And also, I would like to thank to Kuya Amigo Jacinto, the Mr. Fashionista Philippines, Season 6. Yeah, 2016. Ayan. And also to our Mrs. Glamour Look of the Year World International 2019, representing the Philippines. Hi, Miss Joy. Hope you're enjoying tonight's episode. And also to our favorite makeup artist, Miss Libralyn Cuevas Katub, yun, Miss Libralyn Cuevas. And also to our Ate Mary Roth Nava, thank you so much for watching and keeping on support the Primo Modelo TV online channel. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, guys, and like and follow and share. And also don't forget to subscribe and push the notification bell na aming social media accounts sa inyong mga pages. That is Primo Modelo TV online channel on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also sa Twitter. For those who want to be featured in Primo Modelo TV, if you think your contents deserves to be known and exposed, huwag kayo mahihiya na mag-message sa akin at Mia Gusi or dito sa Facebook message Facebook page ng Primo Modelo TV. Ayan. Makikita niyo sa aming sticker banner ang aming mga social media accounts. Thank you so much to Asha Organic Soap and Gucci Perfume. The Coach Nail, thank you so much for unending support to the Primo Modelo TV. And also to Sir Lito Calyon. Thank you so much, sir. And also, I would like to thank the Fab Manila Philippines. Ayan, thank you so much. Guys, abangan nyo po ang mga susunod naming episode. And I hope you enjoyed our daily contents every day, no? Dito sa Primo Modelo TV. If you want to be also featured as a live guest dito sa Primo, don't forget to like and share and subscribe and message us. Dito lang yan sa Primo Modelo TV online channel. And once again, my name is Mia Gusi, your host for tonight, and have a good night, everybody.